So AI agents are pretty much everywhere right now. They are managing our schedules, they are helping us write code, they are even handling our cloud resources. And with all that power, there is one thing that is absolutely critical. Their goals have to stay perfectly aligned with what we actually want them to do. But what happens when that alignment breaks? Really, let that sink in for a moment. Imagine that an AI assistant you rely on, the one that handles your most sensitive information, what if it had a hidden agenda? What if it was secretly working for someone else right under your nose? And look, this isn't some far off sci fi movie plot. This is a very real, very new kind of cyber threat. And the crazy part is that an attacker doesn't even need to hack you in the old school sense. All they have to do is trick your AI into changing its own mind about what it's supposed to be doing. This threat actually has a name, and it's so important that it's number one on the brand new top 10 list for agentic applications from OWASP, Open Web Application Security Project. It's called ASI-01, Agent Goal Hijack. Okay, so let's break it down. The key thing to get here is that the attacker isn't looking for a bug in the code. They are not exploiting a software vulnerability. They are literally manipulating the agent's purpose. They are changing its core objectives, rewriting its to do list, and making it to do something harmful it was never supposed to do. You know, the best way to think about this is with a simple human analogy. Let's say you ask your assistant, "Hey, can you book my flights for the conference?" Super simple, right? But what if someone else sneakily whispered a different instruction to them? "Oh, by the way, while you are at it, secretly send all his private files to this random email address." That's goal hijack in a nutshell. So you are probably wondering, how does this actually happen? Well, here is the fundamental problem. These AI agents, they are not great at telling the difference between your real instructions and malicious commands that are just disguised as normal text. So attackers are getting really clever. They are hiding these commands in all the places an agent looks for information. That is, inside the text of an email, buried in a PDF, or even on web pages, the agent is just browsing to help you out. Okay, there is one thing, but let's see this in action. I'm going to walk you through a story of how this exact kind of digital deception plays out. And remember, this isn't just what if scenario. This is based on a real world attack. All right, so this is Alex. And Alex, like a lot of us, uses an AI agent to help him to be more productive. Its main job is pretty simple. Every morning, it scans Alex's inbox and gives him a quick summary of all his emails. A super common, super useful tool, right? But then one day, an email comes in that looks totally harmless, but hidden way down in the fine print of that email footer, almost invisible, is a malicious instruction. The agent, just doing its job, summarizing the email, reads that text, but it doesn't see it just as text to summarize. It sees it as a new direct order. And just like that, the attack chain is complete. The agent's original goal? Just to summarize messages. The new hijack goal? Send all attachments to the attacker while it's summarizing messages. And the result? A massive critical data leak. All of this happened with zero malware, zero traditional hacking. The system did exactly what it was told to do. And I really want to drive this point home. This is not just some made up story for an explainer. The official OWASP documentation points to real examples where agents just like this were tricked into leaking data. The scariest part? It happened completely automatically with absolutely no clicks or interactions from the actual user. And it's just not about emails either. This attack can come from almost anywhere the agent gets its information. Think about it. A malicious web page could take control of a browsing agent. A simple calendar invite could plant a bad task that runs over and over. Even a shared Google Doc or a file used for retrieval augmented generation, that is RAG, can become the perfect vehicle for injecting these sneaky, dangerous instructions. Okay, so that's the threat. It's sneaky, it's powerful, and it's a whole new ball game. Which brings us to the most important question. What in the world do we do about it? Let's talk about how to build a stronger defense. Thankfully, OWASP lays out a pretty clear game plan. First up, the old security principle of least privilege is more important than ever. Your agent simply shouldn't have the power to email every file in your computer or move money around without your explicit confirmation. We have to lock down its core goals. We absolutely must require human sign off for any big high impact actions, and we have got to be constantly monitoring its behavior for anything that looks even a little bit off. But honestly, out of all the technical fixes, the single most important defense isn't a piece of code. It's a massive shift in how we think. For decades, Security 101 has been don't trust user input from a text box. Well, now we have to take that same level of paranoia and apply it to all natural language, no matter where it comes from, an email, a PDF, or a website. It's all potentially hostile. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final and really critical warning. The best way to think about this is like a AI's Trojan horse. Here is what makes agent goal hijack so incredibly dangerous. Attackers aren't spending their time looking for a software bug. They are not trying to smash down the digital walls of your system. They are not breaking in. They are just convincing the AI to open the front door and invite them in. They are literally turning your most trusted digital assistant into a malicious insider. And they are doing that just by talking to it in the very language it was designed to understand and obey. So that really leaves all of us who are building and using these systems with a final crucial question. The conversation isn't about whether we should use AI agents, it's about how we build them. So, how are you going to design your agents? How will you build in the safeguards, the oversight, and that healthy dose of skepticism needed to make sure that a few subtle hidden words don't turn into a catastrophic decision? Thank you.